Welcome to today's tutorial, where we'll unleash your inner baking artist by creating these vibrant and delicious Monstera leaf sandwich cookies. Be sure to check the description for the recipe and product links. To achieve this colorful green shade, I dyed my cookie dough mixture with sugar art powders prior to adding the flour. Adding the food coloring before adding your flour will help you avoid overmixing the dough, which can create a tough texture. Another tip for creating vibrant hues is to allow the color to develop in the fridge overnight. The chill time will also help the dough maintain its shape when baking. I rolled the dough to about 1/6 inch or 4 millimeters. That's pretty thin for a cookie, but keep in mind these are sandwich cookies. I'll be using this custom cutter and impression stamp to create my Monstera leaves. I've included a link to the STL file in the description below. If you don't have access to a 3D printer, I've also included a printable template so you can hand cut the cookies. When using the impression stamp, it helps to work with a slightly chilled dough. Press down with an even pressure without pressing the stamp all the way through. To remove the stamp, gently wiggle it free. If you find it's sticking too much, you can chill the dough a bit more or lightly dust it with flour. I'm looking for a nice even impression, like this. Since these will be sandwich cookies, we only need to use the impression stamp on half the cookies. The bottom ones won't need any additional details. Let's go ahead and cut and stamp all the cookie tops. I'm going to make 1 dozen, so I'll need to cut 12 bottom pieces as well. My dough is a little sticky at this point, so I'm going to set it in the freezer for about 15 minutes to firm up before moving the leaves to my baking sheet. I'm going to bake these at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 minutes. And here they are baked. The color stayed so pretty and vibrant. I'll be painting directly onto the baked cookies using yellow and avocado colors from Poppy Paints, as well as Sugar Art Master Elite Black. I'll be diluting the colors with the Sugar Art color solution, which works really great with all brands of food coloring. First, we're going to create an ombre effect by lightening the center area using slightly diluted avocado poppy paint. This does not have to be perfect. I'm just looking for a slightly lighter center, and I'm using a fluffy brush to soften the edges. Next, mix a few drops of yellow poppy paint with a couple drops of avocado and use a small brush to paint veins on each leaf. Then, deepen all the recessed areas with black food coloring. I love exaggerating shadows like this in order to create added contrast and dimension. The cookies are pretty as is, but I want to add a little bit of sparkle with some isomalt dewdrops. For this step, you'll need clear isomalt, a heatproof bowl, and toothpicks or wooden skewers. Melt the isomalt according to the package instructions. Wait until the bubbles settle in order to ensure clearer dewdrops. The next step is super easy. Just dip your toothpick or wooden skewer into the isomalt and drop it onto the cookie surface. Don't go overboard. About 4 to 6 drops is more than enough. Consider adding them in slightly different sizes and placements for a little bit of organic randomness. Next, let's talk fillings. You can use whatever you like for this part, from buttercream to ice cream. I'm going with milk chocolate ganache. For my ganache, I'm starting with 250 grams of Calibot milk chocolate. I like to soften it in the microwave first at 15-second intervals for about a minute total, stirring in between. Then, bring 100 grams of heavy cream to just a simmer. Pour it over the chocolate and allow it to sit for a couple of minutes before gently stirring until combined. Then add 25 grams of cubed butter and mix again. I like to use an immersion blender while the mixture is still hot in order to emulsify everything and help avoid any separation. Cover with plastic wrap touching the surface of the ganache and allow it to cool until it's room temperature and a pipeable consistency. I'll be using an Ateco 864 star tip to pipe. Using one of the plain cookies as a bottom piece, begin piping about 1/2 inch inside the edge. Pipe a dollop of filling, then pull inward. Continue this around the whole cookie until you have a nice even layer of filling. Then place one of the decorated cookies on top and gently wiggle it into place to make sure it sticks. You can call these sandwich cookies done at this point, but I wanted to add one final finishing touch in the form of vibrant royal icing butterflies. Stay tuned for a butterfly tutorial coming up. Now we're all ready to plate these beauties as a treat for friends and family. Or keep them for yourself, which I've been known to do. Hungry for more? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay connected to lots of pastry art goodness.